Here we go. Let's turn the music up just a little bit. I'm enjoying this track, so I'm going to loop it. I can choose to do that. That's how this works. I know that my music was a little too loud last time. I gotta check the levels. That's right. Maybe I need to come over here and slide this down just a little. There we go. This is Into the Night, but today we're into the art. Here we are, folks. Episode 18. We're talking composition and value. What the hell is he talking about? Composition and value today. We're gonna hang out on a Discord. See if we can get some art friends talking with us. Because everything's better with friends. Most things are better with friends. Let's walk that back. Here's my other warning, people. I'm working on getting my stuff going on. Let's hide these fun friends for just a minute. I'm supposed to click on one and push M. I'm trying to learn how to do that still. I'll tell you all about that in a minute. Oh yeah, that happened. I'm gonna subject all my viewers to this meme I had to make. I've been thinking about it. Later on, in another show, I'm gonna do a whole show on the Zootopia theory. You'll want to hear that if you're a Disney fan. But I've been thinking about these live-action reboots, and that I don't really like the fact that it's just coming back around to milk some more shit. It's like, have some original ideas. Are you just out of them? The only thing you know is Marvel, is Star Wars. Make some more stories. Fuck you, mouse. And so look, the other thing is, if the mouse can do it, how many times have you done it? See, what I like to do is redirect my anger when it happens. I'm angry about something. Stop. Analyze. I'm angry that the mouse does this. Okay, but do you do it? Could you do it? Is it bad if you do it? Because on one hand, this is how he does. Reaching back into your pocket 20 years later again. Hey, we invented computer graphics, so we're gonna do the animation that way now. I don't know, man. That's almost right up there with politics. I've always been very interested in the politics of Disney. When I was in college, I was very much paying attention to how shit was changing hands with Michael Eisner and John Lasseter and all them. I grew up on the Disney. I wanted to be an artist. So here I am, making art. I won't make you folks have to look at that too much more. It's comedy, dudes. I laughed out loud when I made this. Know that this came from a joyful place in my heart. I wanted to the 3 people out there who have a sick fucking sense of humor like me, hats off to you. That's what I'm saying. I have people out there somewhere, and that's the other thing I want you all to understand. Statistically, as an artist, if you're struggling and you're like, oh man, no one's into my shit, someone is. We're pushing 8 billion people on this planet. So here we go. I ran into some friends the other day. See, how am I trying to get out into the world? Well, one day, I had a car accident. This was years and years ago, and it made me less than. I won't even say disabled. There are people out there hurting worse than me. But it meant that I had to change my life and my routine in ways, and I got a little bit of a following going on in the underground, in the Minecraft lands. Alright, so I've been promoting myself too much in some places and not enough in others. Oh, I told you I was going to hide this. Let me be respectful and stick to my word. I was working on something recently. Streaming shit. See how much art I've got built up over the years? When you look in an archive like this, I have an entire folder called My Art. When you look in an archive like this, it makes you go, what the fuck have I been doing with my life? So if anybody wants to commission me to make some cool art, my life is much better when I've got some direction. I have one guy commissioning me right now. I like to funnel all my art through my company, Geeks Worldwide. And so right now I'm working on art for this dude, and I'm doing a children's book. Let me check my levels. Maybe the music is too loud. Maybe. No one's out there in Happy Land. We're gonna set the music percentage at 42. The life, the universe, and everything, right? Alright, I was looking for a file so that you don't have to stare at my Lady and the Tramp meme for too long. Stream shit. Yeah, here we go. Plan. Sticker ideas, I think. Oh yeah, this was the night where I started to come up with the larger themes for the show. And so we'll kind of, until I have PowerPoint fancier versions of this, we'll go through this. Remember, this episode, like all my episodes, is rated B for bullshit. That means every now and then you're going to hear the F word, the S word, and I'm allowed to blurt some stuff out as it comes to mind, analyze it, and then we'll decide if it has any merit. But you can say anything you want. Freedom of speech, man. Say whatever you want. But are you saying it with malice in your heart? We don't ever talk. That's the other thing. The golden commandment here is love. We're going to draw some cool pictures, and they might show conflict. I'm very story-driven. You're going to hear me walk backwards through my own mind as I build a composition today, as we kind of make a story out of it. Life, in contrast, oscillation, all these things are story ideas, but I promise I'm going to loop them back around and make them art concepts. We talked about music. We talked about the color wheel. We talked about shading. So what you get if you give me some of the sand of your hourglass and you sit with me, hopefully you'll get some art knowledge, some music knowledge, some philosophy, a little bit of therapy. All I can do is flail about and show you how I do it. And if another man comes along and says to me, here's the better way, friend, I'll look at that from a couple different angles and go, maybe he's right. So I'm always willing to learn and change. I think that the biggest thing that we need to focus on is being lifelong learners. So stay curious. That's another motto. I like to end the show, and when I do, I like to say, be good to each other. Because I want that. I heard a hippie friend of mine a couple years ago. He ends his conversations with a salutation, even in real life in meat space. He says, be well. And so I've started doing that. If an interaction is particularly good, I don't know, we're flirting with the coffee girl, or, you just happen to you bump into someone and have a nice conversation with them, I like to say, hey, thanks for being part of my day. And so that's what I want to say to you folks. So yeah, this is the kind of stuff I've been talking about on air, these concepts. I'm going to set this music to not loop when it's done this last time. Here's my low bar. First of all, I want to thank you guys for being here. Moon is asking, are these my stickers? No, but this same file has those, so I'll show you. Thank you for redirecting me there. What was I just thinking? And I love that you're here to interrupt. It really is. it makes my day, Moon. Thanks for being here. So yeah, the next thing I do is I'm going to show you my stickers. Yeah, but today we are talking about composition and value. Moon is one of those people who I've had some high quality conversations with recently, and it just brings me joy and validation when he asks me for advice. So I want to say that today, this episode is brought to you by a friend of mine, Shannon, who I met this summer, and she was hitting me up on Facebook asking me about a picture she was doing. And with her permission, I'll show it later. I'll show the stages of it because I think it's fascinating to be able to have a friend that is showing you this as they build it up and saying, hey, what do you think about this or that? So I talked about value and planes of light, and that's part of what I'm going to do here. So my low bar is getting this whole production to spread its wings and up off the ground and coasting in orbit in 20 minutes or less. We're at 11 minutes, and I think I'm holding it together pretty well. So, this is episode 18. I wasn't around for a couple of days. I was playing a game. I got sucked into it, friends. Sometimes that's good and that can be relaxing, and sometimes it can dominate your life. Sometimes I have low willpower, but it was a fun game nonetheless. Worlds Adrift. In fact, that is going to help inform some of the theme of what I'm going to draw today. Because I love it. I love the aesthetic. I love the gameplay. It's like a very low-key Minecraft Space Engineers in a giant void of you build airships and you go around. Here's some of my sticker ideas, Moon. I haven't drawn anymore. I've had plenty of other ideas. I bought myself a new little journal-sized A5 sketchbook that's just going to be for stickers and creatures. I'm going to try and make that sketchbook all about this show and my art. Speaking of my art, when I do my file, let me just do that. Go ahead and do that now. When I make my files now, because I have such a big monitor, because I have such a large Wacom tablet, and it allows them to be repurposed to any form. We really like this kind of 16:9 size. It's good for game bats. I've been thinking about battle mats, stuff that people do their magic cards on. So, wallpapers. How can I have my art have even more utility? And it would be good to fit in a frame, even on your wall. 11:17 is not a bad size. I want to show you something that inspires me. And I bring this up because it's kind of where I've got this idea from. In being a lifelong learner, part of that is just keeping your head up. Don't keep your nose in the screen too much, friends. Keep your head up and look at the world around you and try and learn from it. Look at it through the lens of who you are as a person. Look at it through the lens of your own profession. My dad has a little dogma. He likes to say, well, it's something along the lines of, how can I help? Wherever you are, look around and find out how can you do the most good. I realize that I have 3 monitors and I might be sucked into one. And I'm just showing you guys some nothing, and that's rude. So let me show you this at least. I'm using a new program today called CUDA. Oh, golly. Well, I guess I'll just reset it up here. CUDA. Is it CUDA? Let's go to the About page. Quadro. All right. I'm using this program called Quadro. I've wanted to use it for a long time. And I haven't been. And the reason is because it was caught in my antivirus. And funny enough, if the great archivist looks back at my footage, You'll see every now and then where I'm hiding an antivirus thing saying, hey man, do you want to update to the latest version? We just have to reset your machine. We just have to shut down and restart. Well, I live at my terminal here in the bunker. And so to shut down and restart, the whole thing is a process. My machinery is old. It chugs along. I'm happy that I can even get this broadcast out to you. I don't have the fanciest equipment. I've just got this and that cobbled together secondhand, gifts from friends, or, a good buddy of mine in the tech industry who, he's like, hey, I'm getting new shit. You want my old shit? It's like, yes, please, shower me with your old parts. I will put them to use. So, the fact that this whole thing is even on the rails is a blessing. And the fact that you're here to witness it, should it even go off, yeah. So Quadro's here. What does it do? Well, as an artist, if you are at a terminal like I am, it allows you to basically have this transparent pane that can sit on whatever program you're doing and spread out your reference images. I'm not going to show off all the bells and whistles, just what I needed to do today. I had these in a different order before I mucked it up, but this is ordered just as fine as any. I'm going to hit M to minimize that. Alright, I know I'm off on a couple different tangents, friends. We're not quite at that 20-minute mark. Trying to get my thoughts together. Setting up the show and make my opening statements. I'm going to show Moon my stickers in just a minute. I promise I'll go back, friend. I have a couple more Discords I have to share this out on as respectfully as possible. Hopefully, if nothing else, if I get distracted, you can enjoy the music. I gotta make a message real quick. If nothing else, hopefully you can enjoy the music. I'll mute myself while I type. It goes clanky clank clank. I should have made that a direct message. Can I do that? Doopy-doo, doopy-doopy-doo, doopy-doo. Alright, while I get all that sorted out on a different monitor, let's talk about Matt Rhodes. This dude is a god. So every now and then, my friend will say these wonderful things, and he recently said, just got the confirmation, right? My friend recently said that comparison is the thief of joy, but that's what we do as artists, right? We compare ourselves to other artists. Matt Rhodes has this, he's got everything going on that I love. I want to be this dude someday. Look at how hot this is. And so what do we get? Matt Rhodes primarily works in that landscape. There's a word here. I just had a brain fart. Orientation is the next word I need to say. Landscape orientation. Yeah. Take a breath. He's got that Mobius thin art style. that is just amazing. Look at how thin his lines are. One of the things I learned about how to get good thin lines, I learned from Penny Arcade, the webcomic. And when it was in its infancy, and I don't read it anymore, I read it almost every day when I was in college, but when it was in its infancy, the artist from that shared a tip. He's like, hey man, I draw at 300 DPI because I'm always wondering if my shit's about to go to print. I have my head in two places, for the web and for print. And when it's time to put it on the web, then it gets shrunk down. And the nice thing about that is it kind of averages out your blemishes. Moon says that Moon has an idea for a stream we can do. So thin art, thin line art, this orientation. He includes people. Look at this here today. This is kind of my palette that I'm working from. In the past, I've shown you guys my pin boards. I can show you those again. Let's click on one of these and hit M. Here's my Pinterest. It's probably not too porny. Here's all the weird crap that Pinterest thinks that I'm into. Which is good. Because if you're quick about it, if you're stuck as an artist, you can look at this and get a median. Right now, I'm going to add this. Yeah, can I do this in real time? Copy this image. Can I just paste it in? I'm going to look at this real quick. About Quadro. Can I paste into Quadro? Well, let's just try it. I mean, it has the focus, right? So what if I take this image, but then hit Control? No. All right. Anyway, we're going to save this as. I kind of planned on this. I just wanted to put it through its paces. And let's save this too. And you're going to see that the image that I'm doing today is going to have some similarities to the last sprint that I did. All right, Moon, tell me an idea you have for a stream. Oh, you know what? Yesterday I made a Discord. I forgot that I even did that. I made a Discord just for Into the Night. The only person I've invited is Moon. Moon, if you want, join me in Discord and tell me all about it on air. I'll hear you and our viewers will hear you. You can tell me about it. If you can get your technology to do that. I want to save both of these. It looks like I have, actually. So. Gonna come back over to Photoshop. Click on Quadro. I don't know. You can hit M to minimize all this. But I don't know a button to restore all this. But these images I've got today, plus these two more that I went and got. Yeah, I'm a little all over the place, but here's the thing. I use Pinterest normally to do something like this. But still, it's good to save locally the files that inspire you on a particular image. If need be, I can come back over here tomorrow and work on this some more and look at this thing and get the colors and the ideas of it. when we'll talk about each
Hello?
of these images and why they inspire me. Hey, Moon, can you hear me, buddy?
I can.
It's
You
good.
you didn't leave me an opening to talk, so I just jumped in there.
No, I appreciate it. So, yeah, I'm adding these images. How you doing today, friend?
I am good. Just woke up. I had to bathe my cat.
Oh,
that's
dude.
not any like sexual.
Did you wear some motorcycle leathers or something to give you a +2 to not get clawed to shit?
No. Well, I had like a strainer thing in the sink. But yeah. So my cat likes to fight with the neighbor cat.
Ugh.
And I went out and found him last night, and he's normally like white and like an apricot color, and last night he was black in mud.
Mud black.
So I had to give him a bath.
Because he's not just an outdoor cat. Does he come in?
He's mainly an outdoor cat.
Okay.
I'd like him to be a fully outdoor cat.
Did you give him a bath as a way to improve his outdoor hygiene? I mean, I don't know how cold it is. It's cold as shit here this morning. And I don't know, maybe some mud-covered cat would have an extra layer of insulation, or would it make him freeze more? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I kind of felt bad because he just looked so like helpless.
Something in you compelled. It's like, I don't really need to give him a bath, but I'm going to. So did you just spray him down?
No, I like held him down in the sink and bathed him.
Yo, you were all nice and gentle about it. And so he didn't claw the shit out of you?
No, I think he knew that I was like trying to help him, so he didn't bring out the
Fellow human, please undo this problem I've made for myself, as I am now all covered in mud.
He didn't bring out the claws, but he did scream like a bat out of hell.
I don't like this, I don't like it! No, keep doing it, bro, it's fine. I'm just gonna yell the whole time.
Yeah, he was trying to like climb out of the sink, soaking wet, run through the house. I was like, no, not yet.
Well, this whole week, so last week fucked me up because I was on, we were allowed to be irresponsible with our schedules because Bree had Thanksgiving break. And so now I'm awake like a normal human. But the other reason I have this image here of the fog is because this is what my day is today. So I am blessed. This is a happy day. I was born on a Wednesday. It's all foggy and rainy today. So, yeah. And I've been getting up when Bree has been getting up to go to work like a normal human. So it's fortuitous that you could join me at this hour, friend. Is this a thing that we could do? Is this a good time for you? Or is this just happens to be today that this has come together impromptu?
Come together, right? Yeah, no, this is good. I usually wake up about this time to get started on my work around the barn.
Yeah, I found being on Twitch, into the night, my audience was an odd mix of Russian and German people, and that's great. But if your demographic is your fellow compatriots and wanting to build a localized following, you need to be awake when they are. You need to be able to communicate your ideas at their speed.
I'm not gonna lie, I usually just watch you to help fall asleep.
Thanks, buddy. At least you're getting some value of having me infect your mind with my language.
Yeah.
What am I doing? I'm a little bit off course, but I got the go-ahead to be able to share my show on somebody else's Discord and not be a total douche. Some of the room... Wobbly Python, he's got a Discord, he's building it up. You should go over there, friends and viewers. and check it out. He didn't like that I shared my Lady and the Tramp image. Did you get to see that, Moon?
No.
Well, I had to meme it. Yesterday I was particularly salty. Or the day before. Tuesday disappeared thanks to World Adrift. It just, it's gone. Didn't happen. So on Monday, though, I woke up to, because I was in a nice little news vacuum, I didn't know that we were tear gassing babies and mamas and all that. So I was a day late to the party. So I was salty about it. I shared a lot of things. And because it's easy to pick on Mickey Mouse. Seriously, fuck you, Mouse. I got to thinking about all these live action remakes and reboots and things that are going on. Have you seen any of the new remakes like Beauty and the Beast or Mary Poppins is coming out?
Have I? No.
I can't I think that a man has a certain level of conviction and grain to his character. So I can't stay silent when bullshit like that is happening. Because to me it feels like, hey friends, remember all that shit you love? Here's some liquid nostalgia. We invented computer graphics instead of hand-drawn animation, and we want back in your wallet again. It's like, no. You have to rebuke that when it happens. The old ones are good. Restore them. Draw over the top of them. Get different voice actors. But, I don't know, man. Some things make me salty. Yesterday, my friend Hensel said that if I'm going to share my saltiness with the world, I have to... What did he say? He said, promote what you love more than promote what you hate.
What's your mom?
So it's like, if I'm sharing all these salty posts that are angry, and it's like, this is what makes me angry. This is what makes me hate some shit. It's like, okay, sometimes those posts have value and they make you feel better, and you need to do that. Okay, fine. But look at a ratio, find that balance. That's where the contrast is. I'm going to get to a point here in a minute. We're still in the first hour, friends. We're still setting it up. 32 minutes in, no viewers, but I do have Moon on the line. You don't mind being relegated to, what's his name? Andy? On Conan's couch?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I'm going to do this bullshit show, and my friend Moon is going to hang out. That's living the dream right there. "30 minutes in, I'm checking my mirrors. Oh, let me pull up OBS. At least you're looking at some wacky pictures. While I ramble some bullshit, I can at least say you've got something weird to look at. I'm going to explain all these things when I get back. That's right. When I get back, I gotta refill my coffee cup. I gotta refill my tankard of water. Used to be a giant 1-gallon peach tea bottle. Or I think it was green tea. All right. I'm gonna show you the puppers cam. Today, down here in the bunker, we have fog, we have light rain. That's in the upper levels. If you go outdoors, it's the other thing that helps me be awake. I love Wednesdays. I love rainy Wednesdays. I was born on one. So this whole day is going to be a good day. It resonates with me. And I'm going to explain all this cool shit, but focus on this foggy picture while I'm gone. And imagine that... Oh yeah, the puppy doesn't have to wear a cone anymore. I took that off of him early in the morning. We'll see if he can not scratch the shit out of his ears. Here he is. Hydration puppos. Be right back, friends. Alright, friends, I'm back. Is this song still playing? Is it just really long? Hey, Moon, are you still with me, buddy? I might have lost Moon. That's alright. This spaceship of the imagination is doing all sorts of stuff.
I'm here.
Alright, Moon is here. Moon, give me a number between 1 and 21 for today's broadcast.
19. The day that I met my beautiful girlfriend. Did you get that?
This is perfect, Moon. It landed on a song by Kevin MacLeod called Floating Cities, and that's part of what we're talking about today. In promoting what you love more than you hate, see, I've never been the whore that draws fan fiction. How do you feel about fan art, I mean? Moon, how do you feel about fan art when you see it?
Yeah, no, I like it. It's like a different look into your favorite characters. You know, you get to make them how you think they should look.
And the other day it dawned on me, I've never really done that. I think once I drew Nightcrawler. And when I say horror, I'm not necessarily saying that's a bad thing. But the thing is you build up a following quickly in today's society. You can go farther faster if you have a decent amount of talent and are willing to draw fan art. So I'm going to start to do that. My wife and I were always talking about our favorite Marvel characters. So I might start doing more of that. She would love it if I drew some sort of Yahweh with Frank and Billy from Punisher. Anyway. So in that vein, though, I'm willing to let myself be inspired by Worlds Adrift. And we're going to paint something today. I promise you. Here we go. We'll at least get over to the canvas. And this is what I'm inspired by. I want it to be foggy. I really like this cyan palette. I've always loved this pose. It's very sexy. There's something about crooked elbows. Can I flip this horizontally? Yeah, I want her to sit this way. And so I'm building up an idea here. Look at how dumb this is, but I'm doing it.
You like cheesecake?
Moon, I fucking love cheesecake.
I made a cheesecake for Thanksgiving. And only like
now,
3
Moon,
people.
you might have had your mouth full. I didn't understand a damn word you just said.
My bad.
It's alright.
I made a cheesecake for Thanksgiving.
Oh, you bless your heart.
And only like 3 people ate a slice, so I took that shit home and I'm eating it myself.
Yeah, I tell you what, my mom asked me to bring a veggie tray. And I'm like, what? For Thanksgiving? Fine, I'll do this. That you ask of me, mother? Who am I to argue? And when I went to actually do it, because I'm not a connoisseur of veggie trays, I was shocked at the price. Now, I understood the price, especially because it was the day before Thanksgiving. But I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm not doing it. I will buy the vegetables, and I will cut them, and I will arrange them in a not totally half-assed manner, and I will make my own veggie tray, and I did it for 1/5 of the price. Maybe 1/4
Heck
of the price.
yeah!
So it's like, yeah, that's what you gotta do. It's like, Moon's like, hey man. Oh, so my story is similar to yours in that it was Thanksgiving, but also, pretty much no one touched that shit. Because why would they? Give me meat, give me carbs, give me potatoes. But it wasn't my idea to bring the gosh darn veggie tray, it was my mother's. But the nice thing is like, oh, because I made it, it didn't have celery and other shit in it that I didn't like. So I just took the whole damn thing home. And it's like, a healthy snack for all of my intestinal bullshit. can be some cucumbers, and I cheat and I get Lighthouse Ranch. It's the only kind of ranch other than Taco Time Ranch that I will endorse. I don't like ranch normally. I'm checking my mirrors because that's how you fly this spaceship of the imagination. Here's the scene. I forgot that I never came back from break. I'm so sorry, guys. That might be how I lost my viewers. Oh well. Here's what you got now. See? There's a little bit of before and after. I didn't plan it, but if you want to see the magic, rewind. And you'll see that I moved all this shit around. Well, I was talking to Moon, and if I had been on the right camera, you would have seen this. You would have seen me move it. Sorry about that. Anyway, now you see it moved. I'm going to blow this picture up real big because it's what I want to talk about. I don't remember the name of this artist. I need to find them. Let me do that while you stare at this picture and take it in, please. So what are you doing today, Moon? You said you're fixing a barn. Pretend I don't know anything about it, though I do actually remember you telling me that this is a thing you were doing, but for our viewers, tell me about it. What's going on in your life that this is where you find yourself fixing a barn today? Are you still with me, friend? It's a beautiful foggy day here in the bunker. 33 unconventional stories underground. I checked. There's a minimal amount of vine dripping from the antenna. We have a strong signal even though it's foggy. But sometimes, given the technology, sometimes we lose a call. My telemetry says that you're hearing me well. Oh. And let's change this. Today we're not playing games. We're making art. We're making art. I'm gonna check over. See how much shit we got going on, friends. Ting, ting, ting. I need to check here. Moon says he's still connected, but there's no response. Hopefully he didn't fall in the bathtub. I'm trying to find some clue as to who this artist is. And I can only go back through my Pinterest and hope that I find it. I think that I would have associated this. Look at these pretty pictures as I scroll by. We'll find it together, and then you'll get to see some nice pictures. I'm going to click on this and hit M. Yeah, you're minimized. This is all the whimsical stuff that I have for a children's book I'm working on called Please Call Stella, and these are part of that. I'm going to bring this back over here while I do a search then. Dinosaur, which is art. Images. Woon, which is Woon. Okay, I think this is correct. Let's look at this from an archive view, though. Archive. Looking at the archive. Hey, Moon, you came back. It's good to hear from you, friend. So this is the art of Woon. And just look at stuff like this. These kind of images got me thinking about, and in fact I'll do this exercise in real time. But I love this. These lines are somewhere between Disney lines. In fact, yeah, here's the big version of this image. There's practically no lines here. This art makes my heart sing. I love this. And I had something about this image and the trips I've been going to Oregon, where close to where Moon lives. Beautiful stuff. Look at this. Look at that. let your heart sing as you take that in. But then I had to know. After I got over the euphoria of seeing an image like this, I got to thinking, how does he do it? Because I'm sure he's a digital artist. He, she, it, pronoun, proper pronoun of respect, because I have nothing but love for this person. So look at this. Woon. That's the name of the artist. Come down here, hit restore all. Open up Photoshop behind everything else. Ding, ding, ding. Where'd you go, Photoshop? Oh, you're right here. All right, so Woon did this. And look at what I did. I took that image. I took another one. And there was something about this that drew my eye. After the euphoria, I began to deconstruct it and go, it's relatively low contrast, but the contrast, so it's low contrast, but bright colors. Look at how down here I desaturated it. Let me show you a live version of that. Because if this doesn't go off the rails, I have this image, see? Yeah, cool. Screw off. A little warning message. Oh. This is a bummer. That's gonna help. Alright. I have to click here and go to restore all. And I have to go to settings, always on top. Okay.
So
Yeah.
I've been doing some more business thinking around here.
Yeah, that's primarily why I wanted to have you on the show. Give me just a moment to close these tabs. You said, hey, I have an idea for a stream we can do. So,
Oh yeah, that too.
Tell me about that.
So I've tried to find this thing in the past, and I'm sure it's everywhere because it's a really popular thing to do. But I'm just terrible at it.
Tell me more. You're being a little ambiguous, friend.
But there is like Pathfinder books where you like read a book and you go on a journey into new rooms or new places and you make decisions and whatnot.
Oh, are you... I would primarily call this like a choose your own adventure book. Are we talking about the same thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Tell
But
me more.
I've seen streams where they do that before and they have like an artist on there like drawing the like if it's a house, they'll like draw the layout of the house as you go through it, and then you have like a cool little picture at the end of it, and you get to have fun and read some shit. And yeah.
So, Moon, I'm always talking about a dogma called the smallest thing. This is also good in startups when we talk about minimum viable product. Hold on, friends. I actually wanted that last song to repeat. Can we go back? Jazz Brunch. Repeat. It was a good vibe, especially when Moon started. It kicked on right as Moon started talking, and I was digging it. I want this same vibe for what I'm saying. So, what the hell was I saying? Oh, yes, the smallest thing. So, Moon, how small do you think we could get away with cranking these out? How many pages would it have to have? Moon?
I'm sorry, I made a lot of noise. What'd you say?
So if we were to do this, how big do you think it would have to be? How many choices can we put in and make it? How few choices can we put in and make it still feel like you've had some agency, and then you're looking at a cool little map?
I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't done enough to really I don't know, get my feel of them. I've watched a couple of streams where they do them and they're awesome. And I looked online for a long time to try to find one of those books.
So streams, this is important. I don't know if I missed that the first time, but you've seen other people doing this on a stream?
Yes.
Because
like a post stream, like they streamed it. I didn't watch it, but I watched it on YouTube.
Sure. Behind the scenes, give me a link to that. Drop that in our.
I can't find it. It is really old.
Oh, okay.
I can tell you.
Can you find an example of anyone doing something like that you could show me, so then I can analyze it and go, oh yeah, we could just. The other thing that I've seen is some people who are doing little art zines, and so it's like, here's a little character sheet. Just some made up bullshit stats. It's not even really a game. It's just, look at this. Here's a little 2-page story to go with it. Here's another retarded illustration. And there's a theme. That's I guess the smallest thing in that is that the zine itself acts as a container for an idea. Is that the entire, like, could I have a zine here about airplanes or witches or owls? Is that what today's issue is about? Today's issue, we are into the art with Incomitatum. We're talking about composition and value. We're going on the first hour. This is good. This is good pacing because I like to get the stream up in 20 minutes or less and then coast. And then when we hit the 1 hour mark, that's when we're really going to start in on it. And we're just about there. I was talking about the beautiful lack of contrast, but high saturation in Woon. Woon is the name of the artist that does this. So let me just drop a huge saturation slider on top of that and kill the saturation. Look how there is little contrast. Big planes of gray. And then here's this, and then some highlights. But it's still a beautiful picture. So this kind of art style happened to me this summer, right after Jordan commissioned me to start doing the research that we need to build up the world for Please Call Stella. Look at how he chose to break up this big shape. I'm just going to say he, because that's just what I'm feeling. No disrespect if I'm wrong on that. So Moon, you know that I like to draw maps, right? Have you seen my maps before?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can, yes. So you know that I like to draw maps.
Yes.
That's when I really sat up and paid attention to what you were saying.
I also like maps.
So here, I can talk to you about this idea. But when Brienne and I got back from Heart, and kind of while we were there, I got to thinking of a Timber Scout handbook. Just your own kind of generic, weird mix. It'd be a little churchy, but not too much. Just, the stuff you need to keep in your heart when you're going through the woods. We were calling it a hippie hymnal. It's like, here's some songs you can sing even if you ain't got no instruments, while you and your friends are lost as shit in the middle of nowhere. And then some little illustrated survival tips, and here's how to tie this kind of knot, and here's how to cook this particular plant. What do you think about any of that, Moon? All right, well, Moon comes and goes, so we're just going to focus on the drawing portion, and Moon can watch.
I'm really sorry. I guess talking on a stream and taking out the trash is not the best thing to do at the same time.
He taking out the trash. Yakety yak, take that trash.
I was about to say.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, okay, all right. I did put that shit on repeat. Moon said the number. 19. Danger Storm High. Every time we roll for Moon, he's landing on good shit. Thank you, Moon. Danger Storm High. I wanted to talk to this. All right, let's put a marker here. Let's get down to some real shit. We're going to add a marker at about 1 hour in. I don't need to take a break because I refueled on coffee. And peach water, which is pretty much exclusively what I drink. My kidneys haven't given out yet. It's better than not drinking water at all. I really do hate water. As you get to know me, as you get to place Incomitatum, I am a fire. I'm somewhere between a fire and an air sign. I hate winter. I hate it.
Do you have any like hippie grocery stores over there near you?
Oddly enough, because we now live in the city, and I have to be an urban werewolf, I have found we have a natural grocers that we can walk to. All of the hippie bullshit is overpriced, but their produce is not. And so if I need bananas or something, in fact, Moon, thank you. We ran out of bananas down here in the bunker today. But yeah, I might go for a walk. It is particularly warm. That's what I'll do after the stream. I'll go for a walk and buy some bananas.
So I don't know if your grocery store would have it. I mean, I'm sure they would. It seems like a pretty popular thing these days. And I also don't know where in the store it will be. But they have like little. They look like tincture bottles, like vape juice bottles.
Okay, yeah, I have some for beard oil, other tinctures. Do they have a dropper?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So they have those, but then they have like different flavors, like elderberry or blackberry or whatever.
Are these essential oils, or are they flavors?
They're flavors. You add like 2 or 3 drops into your water, and then it's like healthy for you, and you don't have to taste just water.
Okay, this is similar to what I've been using Walmart's version of their Crystal Light packets because they are sugar-free. That's the other deal. My gut condition means no sugar, mostly a carnivore. Try and have very few carbs, and so yeah, these things are good. Moon's talking about basically these pure essential hippie flavors. That might be great. I'd have to check out the price, but thank you for saying that. I'm putting it on my list. You'll find I am a man of lists. I'm a man who likes to have a plan if he has any sort of time, even an extra 5 minutes before we do a thing. Let's make a list. So I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to buy bananas. Look into, I'm just going to call them essential flavors. And I'll know what I mean later.
So the ones that we have around here, or the ones that I saw, which I don't think were the cheap brand. It was like $10 for a like 30-ounce bottle or 30 milliliter bottle.
$10 for 30 ounces. I don't
30
have my
milliliters.
beard oil in this room. I'd have to cross several bulkheads to get down into the other room where I've got
Probably the same size. It's like the most standard bottle size for those things.
I've got a beard oil bottle that I use because my beard gets real angry in the winter because most life support systems suck all the moisture out of the air. Yeah. As a fire spirit, if I flirt with water, it has to be steamy. I love saunas. I love humidity. I really do love humidity. It's why I want to get closer. I want my life plan to, here's this bullshit song that comes on, and every time, yes, this is the inspirational network, and the song is called Teamwork. And so I want my life vector with my art and my stream to get me closer to you somehow, Moon. Physically, like sucking up Oregon humidity, picking blackberries for survival, whatever we gotta do. If I have to die and the world is shitty and war is coming and all the signs and portents of the apocalypse that the weirdos are trying to drum up, I want to die in Oregon, damn it.
If you die in Oregon for lack of finding blackberries, something's wrong with you.
And I'm saying I don't care what the conditions are. There was a cool sci-fi show that was a cousin to Battlestar Galactica called Caprica. And nobody watched it but me and maybe 3 other dudes.
Hey, I'm about to disconnect real quick.
All right, buddy. You have a gooder. I'm happy Moon God to be here. But in Caprica, Adama's uncle tells him, because they have a very Sicilian, Italian way about them, and he says, it's your job to control how you return to the soil. And then we're watching American Gods, and they have that whole idea of the heart and the scale. So these little nuggets of wisdom can stick with you, even though they're passed on through media. I judge their merit, and I find them to be acceptable. You have to have a little bit of blinders if you're going to watch TV. Don't just open yourself up to every idea, especially commercials. This is Into the Night. Oh, Into the Art with Incomitatum. Today we're talking about composition and value. We're 3 minutes into the first hour. I'm going to stop bullshitting so much and get to the point. At least you should have had this to look at. Yep, I'm checking my left mirror. We're seeing the same stuff. Look at the value in this. What am I talking about? Well, value, if you don't know, value is this gradient. And anywhere along the line, let me grab the actual pen and stop driving via just the mouse. If I pick a point here, or here, or here, look at what's inside this circle. These are values. Well, what the hell is he talking about? Well, look. As I build a palette, I'll just lay these values next to each other. If anyone ever watched one of my past streams, I talked about the power as I boot up my color wheel. This is a very good thing. If you can, if you're a Photoshop user, get your hands on Colorus. I think it's $20 or less. It's one of the few extensions I've ever paid for a piece of software, but I love this thing. Here are my sliders as I have them set up, and in Photoshop, I'm not going to tell you how to do it. There is here. Find the color pane, window, color. I have mine docked up here, because that's what I like, color. And see lab sliders? This is very useful. Lab. You can do this yourself. But the wheel, very nice. My favorite thing is this luminosity lock. Look at that. What does that do? Luminosity lock. Well, that does like this. Look at how value and color are disparate ideas. Hue and saturation and value. See? HSV. These are all 3 different ideas, 3 different axes, 3 different dimensions on which we've chosen to plot the idea of color. I'm going to let this track go on because it is magnificent. Another shout out to Kevin MacLeod. This one's called Soaring. I'm slowly building up a list of favorites to try and build up segments. I'm writing this down. Music that I like. If my mechanical pencil will. Soaring. Something jazz. I'll look into that later. All right. Where are we at? An hour and 7 minutes in. We're orbiting well, right? I'm going to grab. I don't know if I didn't promote this on my own personal stream. Let me do that. I'm going to let you stare at this image. I'm not gone. I'm just managing a lot of panels at once in this spaceship of the imagination. It takes work to fly this thing, so I appreciate your patience.